All right, so let's just quickly do a quick college football update and NFL update. There were two picks that I added yesterday. They were the ways that I was leaning, and after discussing it with Al McMorty, I wound up going on them. And the one that I added yesterday in college football was USC plus 3.5 against Notre Dame. If you remember, Jim, the first thing people were asking about on Monday was the USC Notre Dame game, and I said I'm gonna have to look into that a lot more deeply, and I did. Al McMorty likes USC. I liked it. I gave it at the time it was 3.5 minus 101, and now it is. I'm assuming it hasn't moved much. Yeah, 3.5 minus 102 at Pinnacle. Obviously USC has been terrible this year, 1-5 or 1-6 ATS. Notre Dame's been great. ATS 5-1 or something like that. But Notre Dame's played a bunch of cupcakes, and then they played Georgia, which was a good game. They played Michigan State and beat them, but they got outgained there. And I think that Notre Dame's going to be a little bit more vulnerable here than the market and some people are thinking. And that game against Miami, Ohio, where all the sharps were like pounding the hell out of Miami, Ohio, including Steve from collegefootballwinning.com. I was on Notre Dame minus the points there and the over. The over went over in the first half. So I have a pretty good read on Notre Dame this year. And I like USC getting more than a field goal, enough to add it to my official slate of picks. Not necessarily, great lock of the week or anything like that. Obviously, Notre Dame could easily win this one in any manner of different ways, by 4, by 6, something like that. But USC plus 3.5 is the pick that I added. Justin Searcy saying Notre Dame should win. Jesus Cabrera saying Notre Dame. There we go. All right, let's see. All right, so Justin Searcy, USC hasn't covered but once all year. Yes, I'm aware of that. I added on USC, and then in the NFL, I also covered the Seattle game with Al McMorty, and Seattle, obviously the Giants, that was a wacky game last week. Remember that one? Not a lot of people saw that one coming. But they are still a flawed team that's banged up. Seattle coming off a bye. And I was leaning Seattle and this one. And when Al McMorty said that he liked Seattle, I wound up making that an official pick as well. So I added Seattle -5, minus 109 to my official picks, and now it's -5, minus 110. So both of those moved 1 cent from the lines that we gave in the show yesterday. But Seattle -5 is now added on to my official slate of picks in the NFL, Jim.
I like that pick a lot.
Yeah,
I like that pick a lot. I will not. In what world will the Giants be able to run like they did against the Broncos? I just don't believe that Darkwa will be able to do that again. Now, Evan Ingram will step up. I mean, a tight end who can run 4.4 is very impressive. But the Seattle Seahawks team needs rest.
Yeah.
They're old.
Yes, and they're getting it.
And they're getting it. And I liked them at 5.5 too. And I really like them at 5.5. I think.
Well, I mean, we're tracking your picks as well. Do you want to add that one on as your record?
I would absolutely love to add that on -5.5.
Well, we're going to give you 5. We're not going to give you 5.5. I got -109 yesterday. We're going to have to give you -110. That's the best 5 line I'm seeing right now at Bookmaker Bet DSI. But you want to add that one onto your official track?
I do. It will be one of my picks and beat the bag as well.
All right, -5, -110. Now your overall football record is not that great. 4-5. -1.5 units, -16% RI, but that,
I had a very bad week last week. I was in good shape until
you just decided to give a whole bunch of NFL picks last week and happened to have a bad week. But all right, so we'll add that one on. Look, I'm on that one as well. And all right, so and then before we wrap it up, let me just review for anyone who's not already aware the college picks that I have given so far this week, and maybe let's check if any of these lines moved. I did give Rutgers +8, and last I checked, that has moved up, so that's not good. It's now like 9 or 9.5, which is understandable. Rutgers is a bad team. I'm not at all surprised by that line movement, and I might be on the wrong side there. Who knows? Bowling Green +13.5 was a pick that I gave. Illinois +14.5. Kent State +20. Someone in the other show thought I was saying Penn State +20. No, I'm not. I'm not. Look. Everyone knows that I have a lot of integrity when it comes to the lines that I quote. So I'm not trying to get away with taking a team that's -9 at +20 and just sneak it by everyone. No, not Penn State +20. Kent State plus 20. Ole Miss plus 7. And then yesterday I added Virginia minus 7, Ball State plus 3, Miami, Ohio minus 3, Maryland, Wisconsin under 52.5, Southern Miss, Louisiana Tech under 55.5, and Kansas TCU under 59.5. And let me just give a quick once over to see if any of those lines have moved significantly. I don't think that'd be because of at the point of the week where we are. Probably there hasn't been a lot of movement. I'm just gonna the Rutgers line is 9 or 9.5, so that's not great, but it might come down. We'll see. We'll check it out. I am leaning Oklahoma State. It's now down. They're at 6.5, is now down to 6.5. So I'm thinking about that one. I'm gonna be doing deep research later on, but that's a borderline play that I'm thinking about. Also, I want to pull the trigger on Florida State. There it has 6.5 or 7 against Louisville. I have to do my deeper research there, but that's definitely a side that I'm going to be looking into a lot closer and leaning. I also mentioned that I liked Toledo. That one hasn't moved yet. It's 14.5, so I'm going to be looking into that one a lot deeper. All right, the Virginia game could have gotten 6.5 today, so that's not so great, but hasn't moved that much. All right, let's see. What else? What else? The Bowling Green. Yeah, not a lot of line moves on any of these games at all. Just scanning them to see. Jim, you want to give a cut while I'm scanning these lines? You want to give any thoughts on the NFL that you have for this week, or have you not looked at NFL this week?
Oh yeah, I've got. We broke down every single game.
Really? Oh
yeah,
wow!
Last night on the Beat the Bag wrap-up show. But there was a lot of holes poked in the games I liked the most, and there were a lot of holes poked in my Seahawks pick. But now I'm curious.
I agree with you, Seahawks pick.
I'm curious to hear what you think of this, and I think that the Saints at -6 is a really nice spot, and then I got hammered by saying that, and I went into the show saying that's my best spot. I watched Huntley in UCLA. Now everyone's saying, "Oh, Jim Mora was a shit coach," and blah 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 blah. But sure, Huntley can move around. You know, he can get outside the pocket and stuff like that. Sure, McCarthy is a great coach, but Breeze is firing on all cylinders right now, and I didn't think the Packers defense was that good this year. I think this is an easy spot. Am I simplifying things too much? That just seeing Huntley under center, that it's just too easy for me to take this?
Well, it's interesting because first of all, the Saints have been a team that has been attracting sharp action more often than not this week. Brent has told us that a bunch of weeks the sharps were on the Saints. You might want to watch the. I did cover this game specifically with Al McMorty, and Al McMorty's a guy you will not. If you watch a video that I do with Al McMorty, you will not come out of it thinking you wasted your time. We covered that game. Al McMorty said that he likes the Packers here, but not necessarily for the reasons that you might think. And actually, the Aaron Rodgers injury is a big issue for him, and he doesn't think that it's a market overreaction for the line. He thinks the line is where it should be. He likes the Packers for other reasons, and he's going with it despite the injury. So you might want to look at that, watch that video. It's a tough one.
Justin Emmert has a really interesting comment here, and this is the type of stuff I was getting hammered with last night. So he says the Packers are going to redesign the offensive style that Saints don't have film for. You know,
look, it's a tough one. I agreed with Al's analysis of Seattle, and I was on it myself. This game, as I told Al, I said my plan for this one is sometime like late Saturday night or Sunday morning. I'm going to take 45 minutes and look into it deeply, and might have a pick on it then. But my final decision on that game might not ever come, and if it does, it might come at like 11 a.m. Sunday morning Eastern time. It's a tough friggin' game. So all right. So I'm looking at the totals. Just quickly review the totals. Obviously, the Wisconsin total did move in my favor. It's now down to 51 or 50.5. That's nice to see. And Wisconsin's offense is more dynamic this year, so it makes me a little bit nervous. I did like the under last week though, and I'm liking the under again. And another pick that I'm not going to give yet, but I'm going to look into it deeply, is, again, the Iowa State-Texas Tech total, now down to a 68.5 at Bookmaker and BetDSI. And that one, again, the Texas Tech, I'm not sure why the total isn't in the 70s and why it hasn't gotten bet up there yet, although it might get bet up there at some point later on. And let's see, just scanning the totals, but that's definitely a total I'm thinking about. It's definitely a very interesting one. The SMU Cincinnati total on the over is one I'm leaning towards. It's 65. I'm going to do a little bit deeper research into that one, but we'll see. Kansas TCU total has not moved at all, still 59.5. And other totals that I'm thinking about. Oh God. Again, I mentioned yesterday that I was thinking about the Penn State Michigan over at 42, and now it's up to 44.5 or 45. So I missed that. I did bet it at 42, but I missed giving that one as an official pick. I might take it anyway at 44.5 or 45, but or I might take the Penn State team total over. But I'm definitely leaning Penn State minus the points in that one and the over. Liked it a lot more at 42 than where it is right now. But we'll see. And let's see what else. And I guess that's maybe about it for now as far as total is concerned. Not a lot of movement. I'm hoping to do a bunch more deep research today. I didn't get to do much deep research last night because I did have a pretty drawn out and protracted war with a roach in my house for a few hours last night. So that cut into some of my research time. The smart roach got behind one of the big pieces of furniture, and I was like, no. And I gathered all my resources, moved the furniture, and smashed the damn thing. But it took a couple hours out of my planned research last night. All right, so that's about it. So again, for football, it's a tough week. Not a whole lot of line moves. A bunch of things that I'm leaning towards that I'm going to do more research into. But as far as what I've added officially, only two: Seattle -5 in the NFL and USC +3.5 in college football. And that wraps up the football segment of this show, Jim. We're going up on 50 minutes now, so there we go. Delta 75 saying 27-17 Penn State. Stay at 42. Yeah, I'm leaning Penn State, and at right now, I guess I'm leaning toward Penn State more than I am the over. I think it's a good spot for Penn State. It's it's interesting that a team like Michigan is getting that many points against Penn State. I think there's a reason, and I'm kind of leaning Penn State. But again, not yet made it an official pick, although I did bet it.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.